It is the French seam. It is gorgeous. It's dreaded by so many sewists, and it's understandable why it is. It is more work, but my goodness, it is beautiful. Is it any wonder it's called with French? Magnifique. This video is a little clip and part of a far larger video showing you how to get professional seam finishes using your home sewing machine instead of an overlocker or a serger. I go through about 10 different processes you can use on your home sewing machine, covering all different ways of finishing those seams to get that professional sleek look without having to get an overlocker or serger. It's all in this playlist that you're watching this video on right now, and it's in this video that I've got linked right here, and it's linked in the description. So if you want to have a look at some more processes like this to finish your seams, check out that video and see what you can do. Absolutely beautiful, neat as a pin. We are told they are scary and really hard to do. They're not, they just take a little bit of precision. You get one of the best results because you don't have any overlocking, any zigzag stitching, any little frayed bits, because everything's encapsulated within the sewing. But they are one or two more steps more than the other processes we've gone through here. So there's a little bit more work. Now, first thing with a French seam is you have your fabric pieces here. These are the two wrong sides, which usually I'm bringing the right sides together and zip, sewing down there. Here it goes the other way. And if you have fabric like this, where you can't really tell between the right and wrong side, I like to mark them. So I've got wrong side. Obviously you mark your wrong side. And you don't have to do it as large as this, but this is so you can see up there what I'm up to. So you can see these, that is my wrong side of this fabric. And what you do, first things first, is put wrong sides together. Always remember that, because when you're in a big project, and especially if you're sewing different seams in every time you're starting a new seam, remembering to do wrong sides together is often the hardest and is the thing that you unpick the most. Any French seam is a French seam. The French seam is not about the width that you're sewing, it's about the process we go through. So it doesn't have to be a tiny little minuscule lingerie style 2mm and then 3mm seam. You can be a lot more forgiving on yourself. So I'm going to start here with about a 1/4 inch, a 5mm seam, and just rip through that. This next part is the most important and the real characteristic of a French seam, and that is we trim it nice and neat like that, but also for these little flyaways. So if something's sticking out like that, there, we want to come in and trim them all the way, because otherwise those things will come through to the next side. So let's go to the iron. If you are sewing a French seam, keep your iron close and keep it warm, because you will revisit it time and time again. I've done my first pass, that's what that's called, your first pass of the French seam. We press the sewing into it like you do with anything, and we've trimmed it as well, so it's lovely and neat. And you want to handle this as little as possible, really. You don't want all the fraying to come up, because that's what will come back through your seam. Then what we do, we press again, and we press the seam over to one side. This is where the magic happens, is we then bring this over again, and you'll see that little chalk line. We've now got right sides together. So what you've done there is you've done a process that means that once your right sides are together, you're now finishing the seam. Get that really nice and straight. You're lining up that, do the massaging of your seam, make sure it lies nice and flat. Because if it comes over like this, it's going to be wonky, and there's a chance that the first pass will show on your second pass. Keep an eye out for little flyaways as well, push them down. We give that a press as well. So before I did a seam allowance, that was 5mm, and I trimmed it down to 3mm. I'm going to come back and do another 5mm down here. Press again, Press it down. Nice and flat. And from the other side. And that is a gorgeous French seam. Again, imagine it with matching thread. So that isn't showing up, but also it's about this. Nothing is showing up on the inside of that garment. Now, had I not clipped that well, or if I'd sewn too close and the first pass came through, you would see it here. So this is the outside of the garment. This is being seen by everyone. That's why we clip, get rid of the flyaways and the little hairs sticking out, but also you have to know how wide you were on the first pass so you know that you can be a little bit wider on the second, so nothing comes through on the second pass. You can see why it isn't loved by everyone. It's not so much that there's so much sewing, there's really just two passes. So it's the same as all these other seams, you're just going up and going back. That's fine. What it is the processes between them. So you've got to snip back, you've got to press, you've got to press again, then you press again. There's a lot of pressing work. I've always said that good sewing doesn't happen here at your machine, it happens there at your ironing board, and it's so true. If you press well, your sewing will look good. That's the key, and if you do not press, your sewing will look bouncy and uncontrolled and unprofessional. The key to good sewing is pressing. If you get into French seams, you're going to get very familiar with your iron and what it can do. So you'll become an even better sewer because you'll be even better at pressing. That is the key. That is also my promise. They're arduous and they can be fraught with danger. Those little flyaways can peek out from here. But as long as you're careful and as long as you're meticulous as you go along with it, you can make just the most beautiful seams and incredible sewing. You are creating couture garments, haute couture, all the way up if you're dealing with French seams. Mon Dieu, c'est belle. Also, don't be too scared of them. I've done this as quite wide. If you were doing a lingerie, like the proper in silk satin French seam, this would be absolutely tiny. It'd be half this width by now. They're horrendous. I did them when I learnt to sew, and the amount of times I got sent back to my desk, unpick it, do it again. Buy more silk, Alex, do it again. That's all I heard. Because they fall apart, everything comes through the right side of the fabric. It's horrendous. Once you know how to do it, you're doing it in a second. But you don't have to put yourself through that. You can make larger seam allowances. You need to think about that when you're cutting your pattern. But if you incorporate it in, then this French seam can be as wide as you like. It can be an inch wide. So the trimming doesn't actually have to take place if you've got such a big difference between the two passes. And that's how you make a French seam easier. And it's always going to look the best. Out of all the things I've shown you, this is going to look the best when you look inside the garment because there's no flyaways, there's no stitching. The work isn't hidden, it's encased in beauty. And it is absolutely wonderful. Thank you for watching this video. I made this tutorial as part of a far larger tutorial which is in this playlist that you're watching this on right now. If you want to find out about more seams that are good at finishing edges in your sewing, click in this playlist and find this video all about how to get that professional look using your home sewing machine. I cover about 10 different processes all together and they're all here now in that video on YouTube. I'm Alex and I love to sew. If you like to sew, then follow along for more tips just like this.